Hi. Today we're going to talk about briefly about some things that are going to be on the test. What are some things that you need to know how to do? What are some probabilities you need to know how to calculate? So here's an example where a diner keeps track of whether people order a hamburger or chicken nuggets, and whether they get a side of fries or onion rings. Fill in the marginal totals and find the requested probabilities. Give your answers in fractions, decimals, and percents. Now, I am not going to be calculating fractions, decimals, and percents. I'm just going to give the fraction and leave finding the decimals and percents to you, just in the interest of time. So the marginal totals on this side, 51 plus 74 is 125. 47 plus 28 is 75. 51 plus 47 is 98. And 74 plus 28 is 102. And both vertically and horizontally, these numbers add to 200. So if we're looking at the probability of a random person being in this sample space choosing a hamburger, we just take the total number of hamburgers, which is 125, over the total in the sample space, which is 200. And so that would be 125 over 200. And again, that's the number of those that chose hamburgers over the total. If we're looking at the probability of those that chose chicken nuggets, that's the number that chose chicken nuggets, again, over the total in the sample space. And so those that chose chicken nuggets, that's 75 over the total, which once again is 200. And then we have the probability of fries, and that's the total number of fries over the total again here. None of these are conditional probabilities. These are just straight up probabilities taken from the two-way table. So the total number of fries would be 98. And again, that's over 200. And as I'd mentioned before, you would go on and calculate the decimal percentage. Just like for this one, 98, you would take 98, divide by 200, and that would give you the decimal, which you would round to the appropriate number of digits according to whatever is specified, and then calculate the percentage by moving the decimal place 2 places over. So these next three are conditional probabilities. We're saying what's the probability that someone chose a hamburger given that they chose fries? And so this is the total number of hamburgers and fries over the total number that chose fries. And so hamburger and fries is 51 over those that chose just fries would be 98. And that would be your fractional probability of picking somebody that chose a hamburger given that they chose fries. The probability of choosing someone that chose fries given that they chose chicken nuggets, that's the total number of fries and nuggets over the total just number of nuggets. And so that would be 47 over 75. And then the probability that they chose onion rings given that they chose a hamburger. And once again, this is the number of, I'll put OR for onion rings and hamburger over those that chose hamburgers. And so that's onion rings and hamburgers is 74 over the total number that chose hamburgers, which is 125. All right, on the last couple here, we're doing the probability of fries and nuggets. And so you choose fries and nuggets in this case would be 47 But this is not a conditional probability. That's only when you have the little line, like in numbers 4, 5, and 6. In this case, you just have the probability that somebody chose fries and nuggets, and so it's out of 200. And then the probability of fries or a hamburger. This is or. This one here is and. So fries or a hamburger, this one's a little bit different. When you have this or situation or this union of fries or hamburger, you calculate the probability of fries, add that to the probability that they chose a hamburger, and then subtract the probability of both of those events together. So the probability of fries is 98 over 200. The probability of hamburger, this is plus, not multiply, plus the probability of hamburger, which is 125 over 200, minus the probability of both, which is 51 over 200. And when you, because they all have the same denominator, you can add those. 98 plus 125, subtract 51. That comes out to 172 over 200. And then once again, as I'd mentioned before, you would take that and calculate what is the percent and the decimal and the percent.